Let's watch for the commercial that's got to come up first. And we'll see if you guys can hear me and see me, and we'll get started. So, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Okay, here we go. Yep, I got a commercial. Chumba Casino tonight, huh? Adios. All right, I can see me. Jacob, Finley, Healthy Disrespect, Motimer, Farm Ranch, Booze, Lorna, Old Man, Robert, 6x6. Yeah, 2x4. Uh, all right, looks like you guys can hear me and see me. Good deal. All right. So, for all those of you that have, there will be no election next year, or there will be a civil war next year on your SHTF bingo card, your odds just got a whole lot better. In case you missed the breaking news here an hour or so ago, the Supreme Court in Colorado, the state Supreme Court, not the federal, ruled that Trump is ineligible to be on the Colorado ballot in 2024. Now, there's a multitude of problems with this, and God knows I'm not a lawyer, but first off, they're saying, oh, because he staged an insurrection. We have a little problem here. He hasn't been convicted of that, okay? I can sit there and say Joe Biden staged an insurrection in Tennessee, and that holds as much weight as what Trump's done. It ain't proven, it isn't adjudicated, it ain't nothing, okay? Now, we got to remember Colorado. Colorado was a red state up until 2000, and then the tyrannical left took over, and the idiots in charge have now put a bunch of liberals on the court. So this gets into our next problem. Now, the decision has been put with a stay until January 4th because they know this is going to get appealed. Gee, you think? Because there's no grounds for it. So first off, the chances are when this gets appealed, it gets thrown out, and we go back to square one. Here's the other problems, and I'm going to throw this right in their face again, just like I did whether it was this morning or yesterday. All this talk of save our democracy. So a handful of liberal justices on the Colorado Supreme Court decided to take away a fundamental right of the people under the U.S. Constitution from them. That sounds like a democracy, doesn't it? It sounds like a banana republic when the party in charge eliminates their opponents, okay? And they're going to try to do this under the legal guise. In a perfect world, you would see a whole bunch of justices get disbarred, okay? You might. We'll see what happens there. Now, I'm going to throw another one at you. Everybody remember who Harry Reid was? You know, Nevada senator who coined the term the nuclear option on confirming justices back in the early 2010s, that they only had to have a majority vote to confirm a justice, right? And the Democrats are like, well, we're going to do it whether you like it or not. We're not looking for 2/3. You know, we're putting this person on, period. And they never bother to think that past here, okay, how many times we talked about that, okay, that liberals can't think past the tip of their nose. They never bothered to think that what comes around goes around, okay? Just like Harry Reid's nuclear option, and all of a sudden Trump was able to put 3 justices on the federal Supreme Court. Okay. You can't do that. It's only 50 plus 1. Who set that precedent? So let me give you this. If you are in the House of Representatives right now, as a Republican, regardless of whether you're a Trump supporter or not, do you look at this and go, they're going to try to keep a candidate off the ballot because of something that hasn't even been adjudicated yet? I just changed my vote on the Biden impeachment because now, let's say Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Arizona. I don't know. Pick a few more states. Go, you know what? Joe Biden's under investigation for criminal fraud. We're going to take him off the ballot. Hasn't been proven yet, but we have precedent. Possible? Very. Okay. Is that a good thing for the country? Absolutely not. Okay. The ballot should be for the people to choose, the way the Constitution was written, that the people choose their state electors, and the state electors give the electoral votes. Okay. The Colorado Supreme Court has decided to take the vote out of the hands of the people. They don't get to pick. We pick. Okay. There is nothing in the Constitution. Don't give me the 14th Amendment because that's bullshit. Okay. Not that the amendment is, but their interpretation of it is. Okay. Going back to how the 14th Amendment was written, against the Confederacy. Yeah, okay, a little different. So now we have a scenario of what happens next year. Well, if we start getting mutiny amongst the people, one of two things happens. We have the Civil War that a lot of us have been talking about, blue versus red. It wouldn't surprise me if that starts this week in Colorado. Okay. There's going to be a whole bunch of shit go down in Colorado here this week. I will bet that. Okay. But this is also the first step toward balkanization. Because if the people finally realize, with Texas being on the ballot next year, okay, when the people finally realize that the powers that be are taking away your ability to choose your politicians and just installing whoever they want, where have we heard that before? Maybe they wake up. The best course of retribution on this one is that one of these states pulls Biden off the ballot, and not a state that's purple or not a state that's blue, or I'm sorry, not a state that's red. Take him off a blue state. See what happens. Okay. Not like Trump had a big chance of winning Colorado. Okay. Between the people around Denver and around Colorado Springs, they've poisoned that whole state to the fact that Colorado's losing people. People are moving out because they don't want to live in a liberal shithole. But take something away. Biden was going to get those 9 electoral votes. Not a big deal. Chances are he might have. There might have been a bunch of people who had an epiphany and go, this guy's corrupt. We don't want him. But I doubt it because, again, liberals can't think past here. As long as they got their hand out, they get their freebies, they're good. Okay. Or they can do their social justice warrior crap. But let's say it's a Michigan or a Pennsylvania or an Ohio or an Arizona or Georgia. Some of those states that are must wins for either side. Let's say, for example, that Georgia comes up, just picking a state. Okay. Says, nope, you know what? Joe Biden's no longer on the ballot. We can't have somebody who's potentially going to be arrested. Right? Watch him freak. See, here's the deal. There's nothing in the Constitution that says our president can't be the president from Supermax. He can be in prison. Not that Trump's going there. There's no worry about that. Every one of these cases that they're making up along the way, they're blowing up along the way, even if somehow they get a crooked jury, which is why they're trying them where they are, they'll get overturned. So I have no doubt, 100% no doubt in my mind that Trump will never see 1 second of a jail cell. Joe Biden, on the other hand, might see federal prison. Okay. Because if you caught what happened today, this morning, the Washington Post, the uber liberal owned by Jeff Bezos, Washington Post, released the FBI tapes of Joe Biden's brother talking about the dealings that Joe had with China, with Ukraine, the money kickback, that Hunter was involved, et cetera, et cetera. And we have all the proof right there. Something they don't have in any of these Trump cases. Okay. Evidence is kind of important in a trial, but I guess it depends on whether or not you donated to the Barack Biden campaign. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. 2024 is going to be a shitstorm, guys. Anybody that doesn't believe that is foolish, for the simple reason is this. Let's say all this crap that just went down today goes nowhere. You picture in your head exactly how the first Tuesday in November goes. You're going to go to bed thinking one candidate won. You're going to wake up in the morning. Maybe it's like 2020 and you're going, what? Or maybe it's like 2016 and you wake up in the morning still with a smile on your face. Either way, no matter what happens, we have a shitstorm coming. If Biden or whichever lackey he appoints to be his successor, i.e. Gavin Newsom, winds up selected, because there ain't no way there's a Democrat getting elected after this shitstorm. The Republicans are going to revolt about the cheat. Okay. If Trump wins, and I say that because there isn't another candidate that's going to be on the ballot, the Democrats are going to rape, pillage, and burn. Burn, loot, and murder. That's going to be the mantra for the Wednesday after the election. They'll burn it all down. You can just get ready for that. And we now have about 11 months, 10 and a half at this point, to do any final preparation you have for the world to go to hell. There you go. You wanted to know my thoughts. There you go. All right, so let's get into Q&A tonight. As per normal, we will do this. For those of you that are new, we will talk about it. For those of you that have been old hat, time to go grab a beer. If you have questions for me, please put them in all caps, just like every other YouTube channel. Makes it easier for me to read everything. I get through a lot more questions that way. Don't have to go hunting. If you want to have conversations amongst yourselves, I wholeheartedly support that. I want you to. I don't have all the answers, never profess to. There's plenty of things I don't know how to do, okay? There is not a YouTuber out there that is super prepper that knows how to do everything, okay? So I encourage everybody, watch a multitude of channels, get the information that you can from each one of them, and learn as best you can. Get it from each other. Like I said the other day, somebody wants to know how to milk goats, don't ask me, okay? But somebody in here knows how to do it. The only requirement I do have is that you treat everybody in here, including me, with respect, with dignity. Okay, if you want to be an asshole, go somewhere else. Before you type a comment in there, kind of read it back to yourself and go, what if somebody said that to me? And if it would piss you off, delete it. Because if you don't, the mods will. That's it. All right, let's get into Q&A here. See what's on y'all's mind. Let me get up to the top here. A little long on my talk tonight, but that was probably a needed one. All right, let's see where we go. Susan M, 1224. Can the people bring any kind of lawsuit against them? Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. I don't think so. But again, the recourse that the people have is you can still write his name in, okay? And I've said on here many times that I don't care if, Fox News pushing Nikki Haley, I wouldn't vote for Nikki Haley if she was the last person on earth, okay? I don't care whose box I can check. Donald Trump's name will be on my ballot one way or another, okay? Either I'm checking a box or I'm writing his name at the bottom. That's it, okay? That's the recourse that we have if we have an election. This one, I'm telling you guys, it completely changes the game. Where even me, for the longest time, I've been telling you about the election, about the election. Colorado just put the 2024 election completely in question, whether or not we have it. And I guess we're gonna have to wait till January 4th to know more. Because we're either gonna have a fair election or we're gonna have a civil war. That's it. I mean, there's nothing else to say there. Okie Ford, should Texas secede? Do I think that will be the beginning of balkanization? I went on this at length Saturday. I think that'll be the absolute beginning of it because, as I said on Saturday, if Texas leaves the United States, if they manage to do it, the conservative parties, all of them, Republican, Libertarian, whatever, cease to exist. They have no chance of winning the White House ever again. Okay. And because, I mean, you have too many liberal states up in the Northeast. Chicago's never flipping. You know, California, which once used to be a great state and the envy of everybody, is now, you know, a cesspool. Because that's where liberals like to live. Look at Portland, look at Seattle, look at Minneapolis, look at Philadelphia, look at New York City. Gee, what do they all have in common? They're all cesspools and they're all run by liberals. So, yeah, that'll be the end of the United States as we know it, literally and figuratively. And then you will start to see a whole bunch of other states just go, screw it, we're going with Texas. You can't succeed, and they're going to go watch us. Okay, and again, that will drive right into another revolutionary / civil war. I mean, we are closer to American versus American in the United States than we have been in 160 years. That's reality, guys. That's not fear porn. That's not anything. That's how fractured this country is. And you can lay the blame pretty much all on one person, and that is Barack Hussein Obama, who will go down in history as the great divider and the one who destroyed the United States. And the day they put his head on a stake will be the day this country can start to heal. Susan M. 1224, will the voters still be able to use their write-in option? They don't have a choice in the matter. I mean, you've got a write-in option. You can put down Mickey Mouse if you want. Doesn't matter. What's going to be interesting is when we have the count of the electoral votes and Trump isn't even on the ballot, and they're going, and Donald Trump has 48% of the vote. Going, how? He wasn't even on the ballot. Nikki Haley has 1% of the vote. Yeah. Off the wall. Thank you for the super chat. You're absolutely right. 2024 is going to be FUBAR. Okay, let's see. Breed, have I heard that they are trying to take down the Confederate Memorial in Arlington? Yes, and that was going on. It changed yesterday, this morning. They've now halted that because there is now a injunction against them taking down the monument. So we're going to see how this one plays down. But yeah, they were taking down the monument amongst the complaints because you're going to desecrate graves of people that were buried there. And so now there is a civil injunction to halt the taking it down. So at the moment, it's not coming down. Doesn't mean it's not going to. But I mean, hell, I forget what state it is. I almost want to say it was Virginia. Maybe it was New York. I don't remember for sure which one. Is going to take down statues of George Washington. I mean, the father of our country, the first president, right? Because he owned slaves. You know, again, I'm going to go back to this. If you got any problem with people 160 years ago owning slaves in history that can't be changed, if you don't like the history of this country, GTFO, period. Okay? No, the United States was not built on the backs of slaves. The United States was built on the backs of hardworking people of all colors. Okay? You know, gee, the Chinese, Yeah. All those railroads you have? Yeah. Okay. Guess how stuff moved? Okay. Guess where all the innovation came from? It wasn't from slaves. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. This was a collective effort. Nobody in this country is special. Period. Moby Connected, thank you for the super chat. It will end up being National Guard Day every 4-year election day. The Civil War would look like nothing like the other, look nothing like the other, either with technology. The thing is this is, it's not going to be a civil war between the government and the people, guys. That's not the way it's going to work. It's the people versus the people. The government's going to sit back and cool. This is what we've been waiting for. We wanted them to get rid of each other. They're not getting involved. It's you and me, and you're one vote, one bullet is pretty much how this one's going to go. I know, and like I've said a million times, agree with me, disagree with me, take what you want, throw away the rest. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I'm just going to give you a different way to think about things. Estate time 85, he can be ineligible. It doesn't stop us from writing in his name. Exactly. Okay, Betsy, I talked about that for the last 40 minutes or 20 minutes. Let's see. Appalachian Woman 77, how is Mrs. P? Mrs. P is doing fine. We went to the Russian grocery today, so she was in her happy state, picking up food for Christmas Eve dinner. So that was it, but she's doing normal, no problems. Let's see. Gutter Clam, what do I tell my wife I want for Christmas? As per normal, both of us give each other a Christmas list. Here's some ideas for you. And then each one of us looks at each other's lists and go, yeah, this is something that's good. Ain't no way in the world I'm buying that. And then I wind up with probably a mix of about 40, 60 of stuff that she wants. If I know she really wants it, I'll get it. Okay. If she doesn't, then there's other things that I'll listen to her throughout the year when she's like, oh, I really want this. And I don't care if she said it in June. I'll write it down and I keep a little list. And Christmas time rolls around. It's like, remember when you said you wanted this? She's like, I didn't even think you ever thought of that. It's like, yeah, you said it back, May 12th. It works. Got to pay attention. Listening is a real good skill to have. Diane Deucendang, what are my top 3 preps? Generally, food, water, and shelter. Yeah, that's it. Okay. If I don't have a place to stay warm, I can't stay hydrated, and I can't eat. The rest of it is useless. Doesn't matter if I've got backup power if I don't have a place to power. Doesn't matter if I've got weaponry if I'm so dehydrated I can't move. Food, water, and shelter. Prepping isn't rocket science. It's basic needs. That's all you're doing. All right, we shot to the bottom, so I got to find where we were again. Okay. Kevin Little, when I said catapult for sending illegals back in today's video, I laughed way too hard. Thank you. I needed that. I try to entertain a little bit while I inform. Okay. I've got a sarcastic sense of humor if you haven't figured that one out. But, it's exactly saying things like that I've found throughout my life, throughout my career. Being in interrogation and recruiting, whatever, as a broker. When you say something that's a little ridiculous, that sticks in people's heads. They remember it, and then they'll remember the context of the whole thing. So it's something that works for me. Maybe it doesn't work for everybody, but Al, Thoughts on the judge that is releasing the 177 names involved with Epstein after the first? Congratulations, we finally found a judge with cojones. Okay, we need to know that. You know, we need to know who of these politicians, who of these corporate bigwigs are pedophiles, are rapists. We need to know that. You know, this. I mean, I understand in a situation where I'm trying to put this as politely as I can. There really isn't a way where a woman's raped, okay? And I totally get where she does not want her name released. That makes total sense to me, okay? But to release the name of the guy that did it, his name should be plastered on every damn billboard and everywhere to completely destroy his life till the point where he goes, there's nothing I can do better than to go jump off a bridge somewhere. Thank you. You're doing society a favor by killing yourself. You know, we don't need those people. And I mean, I don't know who out of Washington is going to be on that list. I don't know who out of the Fortune 500 is going to be on that list. But I hope when those names come out, we hear a whole lot of splashes the next day. Jim Pop, thank you for the super chat. If 2024 brings a civil war, do I think these military-aged men immigrants will make their move? 24 is FUBAR for sure. No. I don't think that's going to be the second part. Okay. And again, like I said, my thoughts, agree, disagree, expound on them, whatever. Okay. The civil war, the internal war, the illegals don't care about, the Chinese don't care about, the Russians, the Iranians, or whatever it is. They're going to sit and wait until enough of us have killed each other off. And then they go, okay, now there's less of them. Now we can go try to take over this. And like Mrs. P said today, and she had a great point, and it's very true, and I've probably said it in my past. What we're going to have real quick is like gangland rules. This is our turf. You don't cross. You don't go there. Okay. And it's going to be the Bloods, the Crips, the MS-13s, the good old boys, the who knows whatever it is. And you're going to have a whole bunch of little factions. Okay. And it ain't going to be county size. It's not going to be city size. And it's going to be block by block. And that's how that's how bad this can be. This is why I say all the time, guys, are you ready to not be able to leave your property? Because that's what it's going to get down to. Yeah, maybe you go next door to the neighbors or two houses down, but that may be it. Okay. Because after that, you're on somebody else's turf. And this ain't like, you know, Grace and John Travolta, oh, that's our turf. No, this is MS-13 and, you know, Bloods and Crips turf type thing. It's like, oh, you step foot on that sidewalk, we put a bullet in your head. That's what's coming. And people don't want to accept that. That's reality, guys. That's how far gone we are. And Colorado is just setting this up. Larry Pitts, I'm not even going into that topic. That'll be, as soon as I start talking about that, that will get me a strike. So we will just remove that comment altogether. East Tennessee Mike, what is the best prepper-oriented daily driver? Commute up to 30 to 45 minutes. Must get decent miles per gallon. My 06 Subaru is reaching its end. There's really no way to answer that because it's like saying, what's the best weapon to have? It depends on the situation, okay? You know, what you need, okay, for your commute, all right, get something that's old and cheap, okay, that, you know, you can fix yourself. You know, it's going to get good gas mileage, you know, a little four-banger, I don't know, you know, whatever. You're not going to find any 1970s cars that still work or whatever, but, you know, something that's little and cheap that you can, that's not all electronic crap. That would be prepper oriented. But, you know, do you need something that's four-wheel drive? You mentioned having a Subaru, maybe, okay. I can't, that's up to you. Mary B. 333 Colorado Supreme Court said Trump write-in votes cannot be counted. Oh, okay. So I guess now that the Colorado Supreme Court has decided that that their rulings are more important than what the U.S. Constitution says, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Uh, if they put that, because I didn't see that, if they put that in the ruling, that's overturned in a heartbeat. No problem. Right there. That's unconstitutional. The end. No debate. No nothing. 9-0 on the Supreme Court. RL, my birthday tomorrow. Going to treat myself to fine dinner and wine. Happy birthday. Let's see. Ken Harrison, how do I know they will count write-in votes? Hell, how do I know they count the votes that have that turned in? I mean, anybody watch 2000 Mules? You know, that the liberals are now trying to say that that movie was made up, you know, because sure, you get all that footage, but, you know, as the saying goes, how you vote doesn't matter. It's who counts the votes. I mean, the most important people, and I've said this to you before, if you're worried about this anything, volunteer to be a poll worker. Let's have 100 people standing over each person counting votes and say, well, we don't need any more poll workers. I don't care. I want to go in. I need to know this isn't going to be a cheat. And let's have this person counting votes have 200 eyeballs on them. Nope, you missed that one. Sorry, put it in the right pile. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I still can't figure out how other countries in the world can get their election results out within hours after the polls close, and we now need days. But honestly, to get it right, I don't care if we go back to what we had in 2000 with Bush v. Gore. I don't care if we have to wait till the middle of December to get it right. Get it right, okay? You know, when the polls are closed, the polls are closed, okay? Oh, I couldn't get to the polls on time. What, that 14 hours they were open wasn't enough for you? You know? Oh, but it snows. Okay, if it snows in southern Mississippi, I'll give you that. You live in North Dakota, I don't want to hear about you bitching it snows. It snows, okay? You should be used to driving in it. You know, and God help anybody walk in with a freaking suitcase again. No, it is 8:32. Okay. Day 8 of the 9 live streams. I can never get it up. 9 live streams of Christmas. Okay, we're going to get into this one again. So you guys hopefully know how this one works. I'm going to give you okay, before we start, I will suggest to all of you, stop making comments right now, because remember, there's a 90 seconds in between comments, and as soon as I ask this question, you don't want to have to wait 90 seconds. Okay, so do yourself a favor, stop asking questions, or stop making comments. So this is how it works, if you haven't been here for the other 7 weeks. Okay, I'm going to ask a question that's a trivia question based on something I've said about me since Labor Day. The first person to get it right, as I see it in the chat room, okay? Because again, when all you guys start chatting at the same time, I have no idea how it shows on your computer, on my computer. I go from the top down, and whoever's the first one on my computer who's got the right answer is the winner, okay? No arguments. There's one judge. It's me, and all decisions are final, okay? First one to get it right gets to pick a card. We have 2 left. There's 2 prizes left, number 2 and number 3. Okay, I know what they are. You don't. Okay, so they will get to pick a number, and they will win whatever today's Christmas gift is. So that being said, today's question is something that most people should know. Okay, hopefully we'll see if this is quick or this is slow. Thanksgiving was 3 weeks away. It wasn't that long ago. I did a video about Thanksgiving. I mentioned when I made Thanksgiving dinner, I forgot to make 2 things. Name both of them. There you go. It was in a video. I forgot to make 2 things. What were both of them? All right, here come a bunch of answers. I'm gonna try to start going down the top. Ooh. And of course, we have to shoot to the bottom. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Oyster shots. Nope, that's Christmas. Wow, this is tougher than I thought, huh? Well, both answers have been in there, just never in the same comment so far. Moonshine. Rutabagas. Boy, you guys don't watch my videos, do you? Let's see. Da, 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 da. Crap. I hate when it goes to the bottom because then I can't find where I am at the top. And the silence is deafening. Oh, man. Come on, guys. This isn't fairness memory challenged, folks. That's the whole point. Oh, God, some of you are so close. Robert, yeah, all that okra on my table. No. Wow. Somebody's got to have. See, now I got to go back and try to find where I was again. Clam shots. Who the hell does clam shots? Fruitcake is for Christmas. Come on, guys. I forget turkey and dressing. I forgot turkey on Thanksgiving. All right, I did not think this one was going to be this hard. And here we go again. Close. Nope. Wow. No. All right, we may have this. This may be the next 20 minutes of live stream at this rate. Yeah, bricks in the wall. This is scary. Tacos and hamburgers. Spam and Vegemite. Yeah, for Australian Thanksgiving in Hawaii. There we go. Finally. Lala Bamba. Let me double check this. Yep, that is a legitimate person. Lala Bamba 22. Mashed potatoes and rolls. God. All right, Lala Bamba, you are our winner tonight. Which is hilarious because I don't think I've ever seen your name, but apparently you watch the videos. So Lala Bamba, we need you to pick a number, either 2 or 3. Yeah. D's Crafts, yes. I mean, that was pretty much me. As like, holy crap, I forgot to put the rolls in. All right, we have the answer, guys. All right, Lala Bamba, 2 or 3. Yep. And I see that person made a comment of cranberry sauce and rolls, so we're gonna have to wait another 90 seconds for them to be able to do it again. Guys, we have the answer, so we don't need more guesses. Lala Bamba, we need the number 2 or 3. Oh, damn, that took 10 minutes. Do. Herring and sweet potatoes. Now, herring we got today for Christmas. Sweet potatoes, that would be for Christmas Day. La Bamba. Or La Bama, maybe. Bama. We need a number, 2 or 3. Tune in later. Oh, Von Mousetrap, nobody was speechless. I probably read 200 comments. You know, scanning through. It's like, okay, if I don't see mashed potatoes, I don't even have to look for rolls. Can I disable slow-mo while I'm waiting for answers? No. Are you kidding? It's crazy fast for me to see. All right, Lala Bamba picked number 3. And in number 3, they won 10-ounce silver bar. So, whoop, it was upside down. There we go. 10-ounce silver bar. So, there you go. There's your prize. So, Alabama, what I need you to do is email me your mailing address, and I got to go to the post office in the morning anyway, so I will get this sent out to you, and I'm guessing you're in Alabama, so my guess is it'll probably be there before Christmas. So there you go. All right, congratulations. All right, now we will go into the same thing because of all the guesses and now all the congratulations. If you have questions for me, you're going to need to retype them, and we have 15 minutes to do this. So whatever we got, we got. So let's see. Susan Johnson, I've been practicing my skills and I've been practicing my skills. I'm working on water purification using my pond water. I ordered aluminum to clarify the water. Have I tried making my pond water a safe drinking source? Yeah, I have. If you watch the video where I used the Idaho water purifier that we've given away a few times, and that was the same one that we sent to Hawaii after the Lahaina fires. I actually took the water from the pond and purified that and showed you it going in and coming out, the color change and everything, and drank the whole thing on there. So yeah, you can certainly purify pond water. I mean, I did it, so, and drank it, and I'm still here. Okay, maybe moving along. Shoot to the bottom again. Try to find where we were. Okay. Hang on. Scott McHugh, biggest cancers in America, politicians and newscasters. They lie as they speak. I'm not going to disagree with you there whatsoever. Okay. Mikhail for 539. As we draw closer to war, do you think that states will reactivate the naval maritime militias? I don't think it's going to matter. Okay. I think, you guys have probably seen this. I've mentioned it. Apparently the prepper movement, if you will, liberals are taking it up like crazy because they're so worried if Donald Trump gets elected, Donald Trump is going to name himself dictator. Good luck with that one. Okay. We had this little thing called Congress that might put a stop to that one. Yeah, one man going to name himself dictator. I don't care who it is. Right? Not going to happen. Now if all politicians, this would be more of a Democrat thing anyway. Their projectionism, want to follow dear leader like Joe. That's a possibility, but it ain't going to happen with Trump. But so all these liberals are now prepping, and I think I did a video on this one. 40% of liberals say that they have spent $149 this past year on survival supplies. Okay. Yeah. What? You bought an extra 5 days worth of groceries? Cool. See you Saturday. I'll be over with the backhoe or fire pit. Gina HT, what are Copper and Daphne getting from Santa? Got to make sure they're not in the room so they can't hear me. Copper's asleep. Well, see, Daffy, of course, will get her tennis balls, and both of them will get some treats. It's always fun with Copper because Mrs. P thinks he has a chicken allergy, so we can't feed him anything that's got chicken or chicken byproducts or eggs or anything like that. Go in the dog food aisle sometime and try to find something that does not have chicken in it. It's hard. Okay, beef flavored this, porterhouse steak this. First ingredient, chicken. Yeah, it's difficult. Whoops. Back to the bottom again. Hang on. Jim C., what happens with the military if Texas secedes? Well, I mean, there's the big questions, okay? It's not like Texas says on Friday, hey, effective tomorrow, we're no longer part of the United States, and the U.S. goes, okay. How this would all work, I have no idea. I mean, federal lands, NASA, military equipment, military bases, military personnel. I mean, what do you do? I mean, all of a sudden you're in the Army and you're stationed at Fort Hood or Fort Bliss or something like that, or, the Air Force bases or whatever. Yeah, all of a sudden you're on foreign soil. Do you have a passport? No. Ooh, We got a problem. Yeah. I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, the logistics of doing something like that would be a train wreck. Uh, but how it would all go down, that's for people that are 1,000 times smarter than me to figure that one out. Keystone Prepper, there's a good one. What are my thoughts on Minnesota's new flag? Okay. If you guys saw this, the people of Minnesota decided to change their state flag. And so they did. And they chose a new one that ironically is the same color or same colors, all four of them, with the same star in it as a territory in Somalia. Go figure. You know, all those Somalis that Barack Obama brought into Minnesota, completely changed the state and made it, a cesspool. Ilhan Omar, I'm talking to you. Okay. The people there voted to make the state flag basically the same as one of the Somali province flags. Welcome to what's left of the United States. Ellen Knipe, is it true Biden can pardon himself as well as Hunter? Yes, it is. Blaine Clatworthy, what do I think of the Suez Canal essentially closing? I talked about this the other day because basically we've got the problems with, I did a whole video on this, the Suez Canal and the Panama Canal and how shipping is going to be messed up. So yeah, I've already covered that in an entire video. J.E. Hammond, best saltwater filter to drinkable water. That one I'm not going to be able to answer because it's not something that I have to contend with because I'm 500 miles from the nearest ocean. So, yeah, I'm not worried about filtering salt water. So that's not going to be one of my knowledge depots here. Jojo Erkey, what's my opinion on the Berkey situation on distributors cannot sell anymore? Okay, if you got the filters, use it. Okay, if you don't, buy yourself an Alexa Pure or something like that and go with something else. Again, it's just another one of those things where they know that the powers that be know that is a popular thing amongst preparedness minded people. So they're going to put a stop to it because they don't want us to be prepared. They want us to be at their mercy. Okay. Country Humans Network, I just talked about the flag. Ozark Fussy Hussy, do I direct sow my cabbage seeds? No, I do not. I start those indoors. I will be starting those indoors around the middle of January. Now, granted, I'm starting them indoors in my little heated greenhouse or whatever, but I want to be harvesting those by early mid-April, maybe early May. That's about it. Because again, depending on where you are, okay, I'm saying for where I am, cabbage is fine with cold weather. Cabbage can handle down to about 25 degrees without a problem. And the advantage is when you're growing cabbage in cold weather, besides the fact that it'll be sweeter growing in the cold, the bugs don't come out, so you don't get any of the cabbage worms or anything like that. So I found last year, because we planted 2 different runs of cabbage, my winter run did great. My spring run was smaller heads of cabbage that I had. I was going crazy trying to keep caterpillars off them. God, so sick of this YouTube. Okay, here we go. Jeez. Staytime85 says, make my own dog snacks and treats. I do that as well. I've got a video up called Feeding Fido on how to make your own dog food. So, yes. Silvergram, Pinball. I buy single ingredient liver treats online from Amazon, 100% freeze dried beef liver. Okay. Takes me back years and years, the old dog treat of liver snaps. Remember those? But yeah, I mean, we get that. We'll do that with the dogs. I mean, when I get the cow, we get the livers, we get uh, any of the organs, and we'll do stuff with uh, that to make the treats for them. I mean, sure, we still buy uh, dental sticks and stuff like that that don't have chicken in them and treats like that. But yeah, there's a lot of the stuff that we wind up making too out of what we have. Again, if I'm paying for half the cow, I'm going to use what's there. Get some of the bones. They get the bones. It's like I remember. I think I told you guys this. Talking to the guy, it's like, okay, we want the tongue and the liver. He's like, oh, we just throw the tongues out. It's like the best piece of meat in a cow. It's a delicacy around most of the world, and people throw it out. It's like amazing to me. But okay. State 1085, the U.S. wants their coin and resources. They're not going to let us secede without a fight. Of course, and that's what I'm saying. Fight's coming. Anybody that doesn't see it is blind. Always early. Do my dogs like sweet potatoes? That's a healthy treat? Oh yes, trust me. And that's one of the things we do with sweet potatoes is we dehydrate the sweet potatoes, and then they slice them up into not wedges, wheels, and freeze dry those, or not freeze dry, dehydrate those, and those make great dog treats. You guys know my dogs love carrots, so that's another one. Linda Bopp had a dog allergic to rice, soy, and barley. Boy, that's just about in everything one or another. I know it's hard to find non-allergy food for dogs. Yeah, it is. I mean, but again, that's why you wind up having to figure it out on your own and train the dog a little bit. I mean, Daffy loved carrots. Copper decided he loved carrots because Daffy ate the carrots. So, just how it works. Like, oh, she likes it. I must like it too. Stacy Weldrup, what is the best time to plant blueberry plants in the ground in Zone 8? I don't know. I don't live in Zone 8. You're going to have to look that up on your own. I'm not a walking encyclopedia. Sorry. Jeffrey asked, the flag changed only blue and light blue. No, it's a 4-colored flag. There's 3 stripes and then a triangular field with the star in it. All 4 different colors. Linda Engelin, actually, the people of St. Paul and Minneapolis seem to make the decisions for the state. Absolutely. And that's where all the Somalis are. It's no different than Chicago makes the decisions for the rest of Illinois, or Boston makes the rest of the decisions for Massachusetts. It doesn't mean that that's where the smart people are. It just means that's who's making the stupid decisions. Glenn Wad, the biggest religion in France is Islam. Yeah, France has fallen. That's pretty much, I mean, and that's the whole thing. It's like they just want to, the Muslims want to take over the world. Okay. And eventually it's going to come to a point, knock on the door, and they're going to say, are you Muslim? Yes or no? No, I'm not. Will you convert? No, I won't. Bang, you're dead. I mean, that's literally how they want to do this. Karen Susie, good question. What are my thoughts on the sale of U.S. Steel to Nippon Steel, Japanese company? Yeah, isn't that amazing? The company that was building all the, providing the steel to build all the ships and everything that we used to defeat the Imperial Navy in World War II has now been sold out to said enemy. Not that Japan's our enemy anymore, but I just find it really ironic that here where we're losing jobs and doing everything like this, and companies are failing. Hey, let's sell out our company to another foreign country. I mean, we sell our land, we sell our companies. I mean, again, remember, Chrysler, Daimler Chrysler, owned by the Germans, pick something. But, here's another one. We can't sell everything. Bill Clinton's idiotic, we're going to be a service economy, is stupid. If you don't have a product, what do you need a service for? Gee, I'll be the delivery driver for this product that we don't have because we don't make. Okay, that's the problem. All right, one more. It's 8:59. Well, I guess that's it because everybody else is saying good night. Okay. All right. Well, it is 9 o'clock. Y'all have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Pinball out.